as I mentioned on the Twitter.com, I really do feel that a lot of the announcements in this are just more or less remakes and remasters of old games, which is good if you really like them, I guess, but I hate to really sound privileged and nostalgia bound, but a lot of these games is just there's probably already different iterations in some way, shape, or form. Like, it's really nothing super static, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'll go and explain what I mean by that in a second. God, why is fucking 30 frames per second? Oh, speaking of, here we go again. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I know a lot of people really like this game. It really sucks that the original didn't get the proper treatment, but apparently even this game isn't even getting a proper treatment because it's not 60 frames per second, which, shocker, it's, some people actually viewed it as an objective downgrade. Plenty of things Nintendo or Mario related, so I can't really say I'm super stoked, but knowing how much people love to complain about Nintendo remakes and remasters being $60, I guarantee people are going to do this just as much the same. I know people could argue that the Advance Wars reboot camp being $60 is also kind of high by robbery, but considering how many actual Advance Wars games are out there, I'm going to have to say that this Paper Mario remaster is whatever. You probably played it a bunch of times unless you don't like emulating it, but whatever. Another Mario fucking game, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is interesting because it actually was one of the few guidance series of Mario games that kind of got neglected, but it's still fucking Mario and Donkey Kong at the end of the day, so whatever. Splatoon 3 DLC, don't fucking care. I really hate Splatoon since it's basically Nintendo's take on Call of Duty, but just making it for the Switch. So whatever. Let's see, another fucking remaster or more information on Super Mario RPG. Don't really care. I believe this was actually a game that was originally exclusive to Japan and is getting a worldwide release, so that's pretty cool. Princess Peach Showtime, another fucking Mario game. I've seen the Glitch Queen mention how this is supposed to be a better version of Balan. I'll let the people who shout over Balan be up to that, but whatever. Another fucking Nintendo game. Or Mario game. I keep saying that. Detective Pikachu Returns. Not really a big fan of Pokemon, to be honest. I never really cared for the IP, with only very few games I actually give a shit about, but maybe Pokemon Arceus, if I'm even saying that right, and Pokken Tournament, with that fighting game being the only one I played enough to actually give a shit about. And maybe Pokemon Stadium just because I actually did fighting and whatnot. If it's just one release, I might give it a shot. Another remaster, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Who fucking cares? F-Zero 99. I've actually retweeted someone basically saying that a lot of people like myself are pissed off that Miyamoto, as great of a developer he is, he never really wants to do anything with F-Zero unless he found an innovative way of making F-Zero relevant. And his biggest idea is a fucking battle royale. Yeah, really fucking big brain move there. Jesus Christ. Another fucking WarioWare game. I've said it in one of my other videos, I'm going to say it again. I really don't like how Nintendo basically turned Wario into a fucking Family Guy character, and I'm really not a fan of the WarioWare micro games. Like, there's how many fucking WarioWare games, and there's barely any Wario Land games. I mean, come on. They clearly given Mario more than enough games to show that Nintendo refined the fucking formula for Mario. Why not do something like that with Wario? Why not make it like the old Wario Land games and mix elements from Wario World? Well, I guess Nintendo doesn't want to do that. The final part of the Mario Kart 8 Dupe Booster DLC, whatever. It's kind of like Xenoverse 2, but more absurd. Spy Cross Anna, I think it's called. Not really too sure what this is, but I can't really say much about it, honestly. I don't have a proper opinion on it, let alone any, so whatever. Saga Emerald Beyond, it's another IP by Japanese EA, so who fucking gives a shit. And Probably one of the few instant games on this list, actually, is a developer from Vanillaware who worked on Dragon's Crown, and people bitched about it back then because, oh my god, giant sorcerer titties. I'm actually looking forward to this, actually. Like, legit, I'm actually looking forward to this because Vanillaware has actually made a lot of decent games, actually, way back then. And, of course, Dragon's Crown being the one everyone knows because a lot of fucking journalists and, ironically enough, of what people consider themselves as gamers, kind of like with the whole people making fun of that one PNG tuber and then do annoying shit like themselves. It's basically that, but I'm actually looking forward to Unicorn Overlord. I kind of almost read that as Unicorn Overlord. Contra Operation Galuga. Very interesting naming considering that almost sounds like Galaga. This one's actually developed by WayForward, and it's actually interesting, besides it being a proper Contra game that fucking Konami's official game should have been, but this is supposed to be another return to its roots 2D Contra when WayForward already did that with Contra 4 back in the DS. But I also remember a lot of people shitting on Advance Wars looking like a fucking Chinese mobile knockoff game, so those people can go fuck themselves. If it's a decent game made by decent developers, which, again, I need to remind you, they literally made games that people claim are the best in the entire world, like Shantae and fucking Dan and Aaron in River City Girls, so why do people just have a sucking fucking hate boner for Advance Wars? I'll never know. If the fucking gameplay's decent, that's all should matter. And let's see. Trombone Champ. I almost thought it was a Mega Man Legends game, but it just looks like it looks like some really weird musical game. Again, no proper opinion on it. The Tomb Raider trilogy remastered. I was actually interested in this, except when I did some investigating, it turns out that Aspyr is developing this, and if you remember, they were the ones who actually promised the KOTOR 2 Restoration DLC, and they never followed up on it. So I would not be surprised if they did the exact same bullshit with an actual decent IP. I'd rather just play Tomb Raider and Sega Saturn and just call it a day. Which a lot of people don't even realize that game was a Saturn exclusive in its heyday. But whatever. And let's see, there's the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which apparently is Ubisoft going to a 2D plane, which should be interesting. But people are mad that they're not still remaking the one and only decent game in the series, but whatever, I don't care. Like I said, the gameplay is good, maybe it'll be worth it. It's about time Ubisoft doesn't, completely milk their fucking Identity Crisis Assassin's Creed series, so whatever. That'll probably be on my interest. And of course you have Horizon Chase 2, which I'm hoping is a lot more interesting than the last game, because when I tried to do local multiplayer, it kind of went down the shitter. So yeah, a lot of things were shown or whatever. I don't really like watching those live because it's fucking stupid. It feels like a hipster thing to just watch that thing live, but whatever. I usually just wait for the recaps and just catch up on everything. Hell, that's how I found out about Advance Wars. I didn't even watch the Nintendo Direct live when it was the one in Advance Wars. I checked and holy shit, they actually brought this series back. And that's good. They should bring back more obscure IPs that isn't just fucking Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon. Unless it's an actual good game in that one series. But whatever. It's cool that they bring back the other GameCube games, but knowing how pissy people can be with performance, it just seems like a waste of resources if they can't even do it correctly, but whatever. And even with Metroid Prime that came out this year, it's just basically a objectively less content-given version compared to even the original GameCube and Wii releases. It's fucking retarded. Remaster the game correctly or don't do it at all. But whatever. Unfortunately, a lot of remasters are like that nowadays. Because I keep getting fucking... I keep fucking crashing. I also mentioned this on the Twitter.com. I don't really care for Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I do find it pretty impressive that it's actually being released on... Wow. Well, that's instant lost to coma. Even though I didn't really care much for Resident Evil 4, and I absolutely do not give a fuck about Resident Evil 4 Remake, because why already remake perfection, but then people literally giving these games Game of the Year, even though they're pretty much the exact same fucking game. Whatever. Not exactly viable for Game of the Year, honestly. At least Resident Evil 1 and 2 kind of... yeah. At least Resident Evil 1 and 2 remakes felt different enough, whereas 3 was just fucking half-baked and 4 is just basically the exact same fucking game. You cannot fucking convince me otherwise. But, like I said, while this game is actually getting a... I think it's an iPhone port, which is interesting because Resident Evil 4 has been like on everything, and it is actually rather impressive that this game, the remake version, is getting a full-on iPhone port. But what I'm not impressed at is that they actually made separate ways paid DLC. At least they think it's paid DLC, but whatever the hell it is, if that shit is actually paid DLC, then that shit is fucking retarded. Like, why the hell are you legit drip-feeding content that was already in the original version and making people pay money for it? I'm so sick of Capcom getting away with such really retarded business practices that would make people pissed off if it wasn't fucking Capcom. Like, I guarantee you if EA pulled this shit with Dead Space or whatever, people are gonna be fucking pissed off. But remember, Capcom never does anything wrong. Like, Jesus, even the non-fighting games at Capcom are always these fucking drones that just thinks that Capcom never does anything wrong. Like, what the hell? Helldivers 2, I'm not sure what that is, but I'll take a look in a second when I'm not getting shot in the ghetto. Literally in the ghetto. I mean, we are in Los Santos after all. As this game actually does turn 10, which I really don't fucking care, to be honest, but whatever. And I'm not even gonna bother playing GTA 6. This is fucking it for me, honestly. And it's not even worth, like, ranting as much as I do with Elden Ring, but that is another fucking issue entirely. But I'm gonna get to the, I'm gonna get to the fucking elephant in the room with the fucking state of play in a second. Because, I probably should make a whole video about it, honestly, but I'm gonna save on that whenever I'm not getting shot right now. Helldivers 2, a cooperative sci-fi shooter. I don't know what that is. I'll keep an eye on it, I guess. We'll see what the first one's like. I'm still interested in playing the sequel to Spider-Man, and I am going to actually go through the game on my regular New Game save and try to get all the stuff so I can be properly prepared for New Game Plus. Because I don't think I can go that collectible shit again, so I'd rather just try to go through the story as quickly as possible. I might as well do the easy part and then just go into New Game Plus, which I think I'll probably do instead. Let's see, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, isn't this a fucking... I swear, people who always defend that Final Fantasy VII was like the best shit ever and that, oh, it came in 3 discs, that means it's apparently okay for Square to release the game in 3 different discs. And it looks like it's going to be, I think, PS5 exclusive. Wow, because apparently people are totally convinced that Final Fantasy 16 is even better, right? Okay. It's like, you remember having to spend, what the hell is it, $150 for Final Fantasy VII back in the day? No, because it all came on 3 discs. It was one complete package, not fucking episodic drip-fed bullshit. You people seriously need a fucking wake-up call from your so-called greatest developers ever. Oh wait, Final Fantasy XIV saved the series, I forgot. We can't criticize them anymore. Okay, fuck off. Let's see, I don't know what Baby Steps is. It doesn't even really show that much, to be honest. Roblox is coming to PS4. Okay. Not sure how I feel about that, but whatever. When you get Roblox... I already mentioned Roblox. You get another fucking Ghostbusters game, because apparently the last one worked out so fucking well, right? You get Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I'm gonna guess this is based on the film and not the actual TV show, but it could be wrong. Got Ghost Runner 2. Isn't that really weird Doom Eternal-like FPS game? Okay. You get the Deep Earth Collection on PS5. Another Tales of game. Okay. Honkai Star Rail, released for PC. Can't wait for the so-called Sony ponies to get all pissed off that another PlayStation game is being ported with PC. Even though nobody ever bitched at Twisted Metal and Metal Gear for getting PC ports, but whatever. I'm also really tired of people gaslighting everyone into thinking that Bloodborne is gonna get a fucking PC port, because it's not gonna fucking happen, and if it does, then, well, shit. But I'm so sick of people legit thinking that every time there's something from Say to Play that it's gonna be fucking Bloodborne being announced. Like, you people seriously need to set your fucking expectations way lower than that, honestly. There was this really funny gif of the dude from Bloodborne and the dude from Hollow Knight basically shaking hands with fucking clown makeup. That's what you people always fucking like, honestly. Oh my god, is Bloodborne coming out for fucking PC? Are we gonna get a Bloodborne 2? Or are we gonna get a proper Bloodborne remaster on PS5? Yes, because FromSoft are repeating what they did with Dark Souls 1 with Dark Souls Remastered is surely what the fucking fans want. A really shitty half-assed Bloodborne remaster on everything, except at what cost? Don't want to pull a funny Purple Man, but at what fucking cost? Also, speaking of Hollow Knight, there is apparently a really big thing in gaming world right now where Unity is basically getting a lot of shit for their so-called policies and shit. If piracy was never a thing up until now with these so-called games, then I guarantee you it's going to be a thing now, because a lot of games that use the Unity engine are gonna be either delisted or people are not gonna be playing them out of pure spite. And honestly, I don't blame them. It sucks that a lot of things are gonna be affected by it, including the likes of Cult of the Lamb. Not really interested in that, but developers of that are really taking that shit seriously, which is good. And of course, the best game ever, Hollow Knight, is gonna be affected by it, especially since it was delayed for how many fucking years now. It's not gonna be too well, honestly, but all those comments about how, oh, look, the fuck, it made in Unity, yeah, that shit is clearly aged fucking poorly now, because it's morally acceptable to shut on a fucking asset flip or whatever the fuck. So yeah, that's fucking amazing. So yeah, all those fucking comments, whether it be fucking Scott the Waz or whoever the fuck that dude was, I forgot his name. He made a really shitty Kirby Power Top 10 video, whatever the fuck. It was fucking awful. It was like autistic as fuck, but I digress. At least he's not doing that much now, but it felt like I was watching a PewDiePie video. It was fucking awful. Just fucking random noises and Monica's funny mentality. But whatever. Fucking videos like that make me cringe. But whatever. But yeah, even he got flack for that, and even Scott did, even though I thought his comment about emulation was a lot worse, but whatever. But now it's just morally correct to pretty much say fuck Unity, so that's amazing. So I'm going to be doing some changes to my catalog of games now, considering that pretty much Unity is going to be massively hated. So that's just a fucking amazing. Okay. So yeah, a lot of the announcements for this year, for whatever the fuck, both Nintendo and Sony doing conferences the same day, even with people saying that, oh, E3 is dead, woe is me. You literally get State of Mid, but you also think Starfield is the biggest thing in gaming history. Yeah, you deserve your fucking State of Mid. What the fuck? A lot of people are legit showing over fucking Fallout in space too, which is fucking dumb. Whatever. I'll just rather play Fallout 3 or even New Vegas if I have to on fucking console. Shit is dumb. But anyway. I guess that's the end of that, so back to regular programming as scheduled.